What is going on, guys? My name is Tefty. Welcome to Dank Talk number 20. Got the usual crew versus the stream here.
Hero.
And BlueWestlo.
I saw it, dude.
We got some stuff to talk about. Oh my god, oh my god. Some things going down.
Halo 2 right now on screen, Tefty with his PvP gameplay, wrecking fools. As you can see, probably running Striker because he's a tight. Well, no, he's a hunter, right?
I didn't get to capturing footage, guys. I was part of the B tier.
Oh,
invites.
god damn it!
Yeah.
So the
what
theory
the
was
heck?
True.
This
So the
deep
theory was
voice.
true.
I want that deep Tefty voice on that ground. He should be able to capture, guys. This is an injustice.
You know, we were out playing all the same machines too. In fact, if I had brought my well, anyways, I won't talk about that. Yeah, I wish I could have captured. It doesn't matter though, because I got to play it, and it was fun, guys. It was fun. I don't think you're going to be buying Destiny 2. It's pretty bad, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I didn't plan on playing it anyways.
Yeah,
Crap.
you cancel
I
pre-orders.
wasn't gonna play it.
Yeah. Then no.
Well, off to Paragon we go.
Off to Paragon. Let's go.
Oh, Jesus.
So I obviously got to play Destiny 2. I got to be at the event. It was exciting. Loved it. The energy was insane. Got to, see a bunch of people there. It felt like the Destiny directory was there, which is a wild experience, honestly. Being in a room with a bunch of people you see on Twitch all the time. You guys obviously weren't there. I'm sorry.
Nope. But I'm telling you this. Blue can just back me up on this. We're equally as hype in Discord.
Are you? Nice. That's great.
We were going crazy.
So, do you guys want to? Do you have any questions for me about the event, firsthand?
So we can assume the people who are listening, they keep up with this, right? Like they've seen Destiny 2, they know about the reveal.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go into detail of all right, this is how the event went.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess for you played on both PC and PlayStation 4, correct?
Yeah.
So we all know that the PC version is. It's not just a simple port. They're not saying here, port this over, rework controls, that's it. They're taking the PC version and they're trying to make it a Destiny for PC.
Yep.
So they're actually going all the way with it, which is really cool. Did it feel like that? Did PC feel like, this, it felt like if it came out for only PC, it feels like it's at home?
100%. Yeah. What I noticed was that the recoil on the guns felt a little bit different. And it felt natural to use the keyboard and mouse, which was so awesome. Obviously you're gonna have to remap controls and maybe put melee on a mouse or something like that. But
planned on it.
Yeah, but it played beautifully. I didn't expect it to feel so good. When I played on the console, it was clearly the sequel to what we've been playing. It was like, oh yeah, this is Destiny with more polish and a sequel type of feel. It's Destiny 2 on the console, and then I played on PC, and I was like, this is a new experience. This is something that we have never tasted before in the Destiny universe.
It tastes so good.
Oh my god, it tastes so good, guys.
For console, you said so you played. I'll just ask because you're talking about the controls. I've heard that the controls don't feel as clunky as Destiny 1. Is that true?
I don't know what's going on, but it's 30 FPS on there. It was 4K as well, and we're used to our game right now that's 30 FPS, and Destiny 1 feels clunky. I played the strikes and the PvP that I played on there don't feel clunky. They have they feel
tight.
Yeah, they feel smooth, yet it's still 30 FPS. So it makes me wonder if the current Destiny has a lot of frame jitter that we're just used to right now. And going to that build, which isn't the final build, obviously it's a dev build that was set up for that event. It felt really smooth. I was like,
from what I was watching, it just feel everything from your movement to the way your gun aims feels incredibly smooth compared to what we have right now, which does feel a little bit not glitchy
outdated
in a sense,
it's
but
outdated.
Definitely outdated.
Yeah.
But everything that I'm watching just feels so incredibly smooth, and the movement especially seems a lot more polished.
Yes, that's what
I can only imagine.
That's my takeaway. It was the polish was very much so there, the graphics, the feel. Again, it was weird that the frame rate, even though I knew it was 30, it felt more solid than what I was used to in current Destiny.
I think there is a ton of frame jitter on our current Destiny
because
it's probably inconsistent. It's probably going up and down. Who knows?
Yeah, and this seems very locked as opposed to with Destiny. Destiny definitely has a lot of frame dips.
It does, yeah.
Keep in mind, you were playing on a PS4 Pro, so I don't want it suck for people to go into it with the PS4, expect the 100% same experience. We don't know how they're handling the PS4 version from PS4 Pro.
Yep.
So I assume the PS4 Pro is able to handle that, and which is cool. So they're actually they're making it with PS4 Pro in mind instead of just a background idea, which is really cool.
Definitely.
And we're assuming the same thing with Scorpio. They just can't talk about Scorpio until Microsoft announces it, the C3.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's really cool. And you're talking about controls. If controls feel good on console, that makes me excited just for how tight the PC controls feel. Because on console, you feel so, on the current Destiny 1, you feel so clunky turning left and right. But with mouse, it's a completely different ball game when you're using a mouse. Like how fast you can turn and all that stuff. So I can only imagine how good it feels on PC and like what you're saying now on PlayStation.
It's oh god, the PC felt so good. Not that the console version is going to pale in comparison and be like, oh well, so much for the console, no reason playing the console anymore because the PC is that much better. I mean, it is a phenomenal experience on there, but it's a different experience. If you come from a background that already uses keyboard and mouse, you're going to absolutely love it. You're going to be like, this is like feels like home. If you're not used to using keyboard and mouse, then you're not gonna miss out. You know, you're still gonna have an incredible experience on the console. So I don't want anybody to walk away thinking, oh well, I can't play this game on console anymore.
We're getting like the worst experience.
Yeah.
Like we're not getting the full thing.
Yeah, that's
like they made it
the
with console in mind. Like, you have to keep that in mind. Like it's for whoever's buying it on console, plans on staying on console. Don't worry, you're getting that full experience. It's just now that people who prefer mouse and keyboard, people who've been missing out, they get their own experience. Is what I'm assuming. So that itself is really dope.
That's what's really exciting. It feels like its own thing. You know, it's some people compare it to Overwatch, and I don't think that's accurate. I think maybe that's because they just didn't play it. It feels like Destiny with this PC interface that is very liquid and smooth. And the 60 FPS was it was so refreshing.
Oh, was it Tefty? Because it was. Oh my god!
Did you guys see? IGN actually has a video where they're recording people playing off screen.
Yes. And
you can actually see the 60 FPS from their screen. I was like, yo, this looks so different.
Oh man, like, it's so good.
People don't understand. Like for the people who don't really care about FPS, you don't understand how different a game can feel from that difference. 30 to 60 is such a huge difference, and the fact that we're getting unlimited, meaning you can possibly play a game at 144, it's uncapped, so you can play at 144. And if you ever saw 60 144, it's the same thing as 30 to 60. It's a huge difference, and I can only imagine how amazing it looks.
Yeah, it was all 4K there also. So PCs were 4K
on PC too, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got to play it on that. And apparently they were running on medium settings, and they're doing a full suite.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, they're doing a full suite of PC settings to it. They're adding field of view. They're adding ratio. Like the full PC gamer mindset of what the settings that they want to be able to control in there. So this
Blue and I nutted when we saw the FOV. Like on the settings, we saw FOV.
The fact there's an FOV slider, I was like, oh, thank God.
You couldn't adjust it.
Looks good now too.
Yeah, you couldn't adjust it there.
That's also another thing that probably changes the gameplay experience, because the FOV, even on console, looks like it's been expanded.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, but you know what? It hasn't. That's what's weird. It hasn't.
It hasn't?
Really?
Yeah. It's the same. Yeah, that was confirmed by the developers.
For some reason, when we look at it.
Yeah, it was confirmed by the developers that it's still the same FOV. It's just they've adjusted.
That's really disappointing.
The look. I know it's disappointing, but like,
what do they do then?
I don't know.
But
honestly,
it's probably the compensation of the fact that they've done a lot to really tighten everything up. So it seems a lot smoother, and that's what we see first, which is good. I still think it's kind of hard to comprehend, because we've been playing Destiny on console so much, and we're so used to this fixed experience. It's just so hard to comprehend playing Destiny in 60 FPS,
right,
with the bigger FOV.
Yeah,
it's just weird and I know Tefty played it on PC, but it's hard to really explain exactly what Tefty saw and played, because I 100% believe that it is a completely different experience, and which is exactly why
I believe it.
The developers are treating the PC not as a port, but as something that they have to fine tune as its own game.
Yep.
So if the FOV hasn't been changed, because like honestly, I look at it and it looks like it. So does that mean the guns look smaller? Because the hand cannon itself looks tiny. Like when I watch gameplay of it,
they might have adjusted. Yeah, they've most likely adjusted assets like that to make it feel that way.
Yeah.
Again, it feels like a proper sequel. Things have been adjusted. It's the same game, but it's been reboot slash sequel.
Very fine-tuned.
Yeah, the fine-tune, like you said, the fluid polish that's on there now is very evident. They put time and effort to make this game feel like a proper sequel right now, and that makes me very excited, because the other thing too that we haven't talked about yet is the campaign mission. Nobody got the cap footage for the campaign mission, but they showed it obviously in that reveal, and both on console and on PC, plays incredible. Like it's nothing like we have in Destiny right now, where it's like point A, point B, do this, unlock that door, point B. It's like Zavala's
like
there.
Story mission.
Yeah, Zavala's there doing stuff. You know,
it's just so cool seeing, because this is what a lot of single player campaigns have been doing for the longest time.
Yes.
And the reality is, Destiny was just like so insanely behind when it comes to single player and story.
Yep.
Seeing this universe, this is like a really, really good opportunity, which they're clearly taking to really expand the universe through the storytelling of the game, and not just through like the cutscenes, but the actual. You see Cora float down from after dropping a Nova bomb on the Cabal. It's like, God,
it's so sick.
Cora's a badass, dude, and she just fires a Nova bomb onto the ship. It's like, God, Cora's a badass. Like,
and you get to see that finally.
You don't get that.
You see that in real time.
Destiny 1. Yeah, you see it all in real time, and that makes a gigantic difference when it comes to those events in game, because it makes you feel more part of the universe.
Yeah.
And in Destiny 1, we never really feel part of the universe. We just feel like we're gods inside of it.
There, like we're just watching it happen.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, that's
like it's cool, like what you're saying, because like the characters, like them being there changed it. And every time every time a DLC came out and Bungie was like, oh, we're focusing on story, we're always like, no, you're not. We always was like, nah, it's whatever. We're gonna play and just get the loot. But now when they say that, they have proof. They can back what they're saying up with the whole story focus. Like they're showing them on screen. They're showing the NPCs for the side missions. That guy with the No Land Beyond. Like everything looks amazing. Like it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's so good. Honestly, like the campaign, that mission that we played, it made me feel immediately back like they were returning to their roots on how they told the story with Halo. Like Halo Reach had some powerful moments, and you interacted with those NPCs, and they've come back to that with that mission. And there was 3 cutscenes in there too, which is crazy. 3 cutscenes just in that mission. So it makes me very excited for it, and it again looks beautiful, just gorgeous.
So I think we're all really excited. Oh, go on.
I was just asking, did you notice a graphical difference when you were like, not just from resolution, because of course 4K, oh my god, it looks amazing. So we know the resolution looked better.
Shadows,
of,
texture
like,
maps,
things on screen, textures, shadows, the particles. Did it look like an upgrade? Because we can't tell watching the 720p stream.
Right. On PS4, yes, and then on PC, it was like, whoa.
It was mind blowing. PC.
Yeah.
So are you telling me medium PC settings look better than PS4 Pro settings?
Slightly.
Oh boy, wait till them ultra settings
Dude,
come out.
ultra is gonna be insane, because like the lighting and shadow depth in PC was very apparent. I was like, wow, this is this feels like PC. And coupled with like the actual feeling of keyboard and mouse, and it didn't feel like they just ported over the console controls into keyboard and mouse. It felt like they took the time to really adjust it. To make it feel like a keyboard and mouse makes sense for the game. Using a hand cannon with the mouse, it felt so good. Popping heads, oh my god, it was great.
So the recoil was different. So when you say recoil was different, was it like animation wise, or was it actual kickback, or what felt different?
From what I heard is that, or one of the devs were talking about how like on the console the cursor is a little bit lower than center, and then they had,
he did say that.
Yeah, they changed that for PC, so it's center, and then they have to adjust the recoils as well to make it seem natural with the center right there. So things like that are changed. Obviously, aim assist is gone, which it feels great.
Thank God.
You can just mouse over anywhere. It's so good feeling. It's great. And again, to reiterate, if you've never played PC and you don't want to play the keyboard and mouse version, the console is going to feel fantastic. It's classic Destiny with even more polish and boost and fantastic feel to it. So you're not going to be missing out. But the PC players now have something to really dig into, which I think is fantastic. And Battle.net, guys.
I don't know why I expected it to be on Battle.net. I think it's just...
You expected it?
Blizzard... I kind of did.
What?
I kind of did.
Both of you guys expected this?
Even before the leak came out, that was one of the first questions, one of the first topics we talked about is this going on Steam? Like, would Activision
I didn't think it was at all.
Would Activision let a game like Destiny 2 on Steam? Because
they let Call of Duty on Steam all the time.
Well, that's but Destiny is a much different game than what Call of Duty is.
Sure.
And I don't know why I had that thought process that would they really let this franchise that is so unique to what Activision is doing on just any service. So part of me, it was more like what's the word? What's like, it's not going to happen, but you hope for it anyway. What do you call that? Just a
wishful thinking.
Very wishful thinking. Yeah, it was just wishful thinking. Like, fuck. Oh, wouldn't it be crazy if Blizzard put it on BattleNet?
Boom, BattleNet.
And then boom, it was like it's on Battle. Like, what the fuck?
That's what I was thinking. People were like, it's going on Steam. I was like, no, like it's either. I think this game is either getting its own launcher or it's going on BattleNet for the simple fact that Activision owns Blizzard and they would want to use that for reasons. I never thought about the anti-cheat reason. I just thought it would make sense.
Yeah, interesting. In addition, Bungie always likes to have control over their software.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they pretty much that's just how Bungie is. They always want to have total control over how they distribute the game and how you access maybe not the game itself, but different parts of the game. Like everything, you have Bungie.net, and I know we have services that take advantage of the API, but Bungie wants you to go on Bungie.net and move your stuff around. They want you to check your grimoire. They want control over as much of the game as they can have. So for me, it made sense that they could definitely go on BattleNet, and because it's Activision, Blizzard, and Activision clearly has a lot of faith in Bungie.
Oh yeah.
So
apparently Blizzard too.
It did not surprise me that it's going on BattleNet just because of the fact that Bungie wants control over how their game is distributed. In addition to the fact that Destiny 2 is a game that would succeed a lot on PC. Like with Call of Duty and a lot of other Activision games, it's like, okay, they're PC ports. Like it's going on PC because it has to be on PC for that little extra boost.
Mm-hmm.
But Destiny is a game that clearly would thrive really, really, really well on the PC market.
Yeah.
It's just that type of game. Which is why I'm not surprised it's on BattleNet and why we talked about it being on BattleNet. So the fact that it's on BattleNet is awesome.
I honestly did not expect it to land on Battle.net, like even remotely, honestly. So that's pretty wild.
I was like, so now my entire life. I was like, so my entire life is now BattleNet, Overwatch, and Destiny in the same place. Okay,
right now my whole life is already like fucking Destiny and Overwatch. So when Destiny 2 comes out, it's like, well, Destiny 2 and Overwatch on the same launcher.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's the little things. I'm so excited to see Destiny 2 pop up in that icon in the game selector on the left, right?
It's so exciting too because everyone was worried about hacking and mods on PC just because it is a problem.
Yeah,
but it's like BattleNet.
The only hack you have to worry about on BattleNet.
So we don't.
The only hack you have to worry about on it is the aimbots that people did use on Overwatch, but Battle was really good about it. But it was like boom, they shut it down really fast.
They have such a good anti-cheat system, which is beautiful.
So what's interesting is throughout the whole message at the reveal, they talked about competitive and they talked about how they're moving things to 4v4, which I think is a good move. And I like the countdown type of gameplay and all that. But they've confirmed now through PC Gamer that there's no dedicated servers, regardless of platform.
Yeah, that worries me in many different ways because I don't like what made them decide that dedicated server. There has to be some reason for them not choosing to go dedicated servers.
Right, and that's.
Did they explain it, right?
Well, not really.
Like a little bit, like a weird,
Now they
it was
explained,
a cop out. If you watch the interview, they did kind of like do a cop out. He asked the question, he froze up a bit, and Luke came in and gave him an answer.
They explained why they didn't do 60 FPS on console. They explained that, and it was because
which was really cool.
They can't.
Was real about it.
Well, yeah, and honestly, it comes down to Sony saying they basically want 4K native on their console, and the PS4 Pro can't run 4K 60, so we're not getting 60 FPS essentially. So thanks, Sony. At least that's what I think. That's reading in between the lines. That's not confirmed information, but reading in between the lines, it sounds what it is. But when it comes to dedicated servers, I don't think they really gave a clear, like they said it wasn't worth the investment, essentially.
It's confusing because I know that it's just another issue of them having mixed signals. When it comes to PvE and rating, it's like, yeah, like it's not that big of a deal because we'll figure it out. It's peer-to-peer when it comes to PvE it's whatever. But they seem to be pushing so hard for this game to be taken seriously PvP wise. It doesn't make sense for it to have no dedicated servers.
Here's the thing though, Blue. I don't think that they want us to take it that seriously when it comes to competitive. Because what they've shown and what they've basically given us now for console in the dedicated server situation, and also no private matches at launch as well. I think they want their game to be perceived as looter shooter first, and then competitive second. And I've started talking about this, and I think this is what Bungie's overall positioning is. And also putting on Battle.net, Overwatch is already a very competitive, it's an esport right now.
That's true. Yeah.
Like if they had Destiny 2 positioned as an esport and then they put it on there as well, like there would technically be competition.
There would
right
be.
now.
That is true. I can understand that for sure.
Yeah. So if you put in perspective of what they want their vision for Destiny 2 to ultimately be thought about first is a looter shooter. You go to the DTR, what's the most popular events right there? Like you said, PvE is always on the top. So they know that, and I think they're approaching it as we're a looter shooter. You've seen everything. You saw a strike, you saw a mission, and you saw a PvP match. These are things that you're used to and already comfortable with in Destiny 1 right now. In E3, I'm assuming they're going to show us that big map where there's like treasure, there's dungeons, there's
100%.
Sectors, dead sectors, all that, you know? And that's
what I'm so excited
that's PvE.
for.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when you do put it that way, the reality is they really only did touch on PvP for like 5-10 minutes during that whole reveal stream.
They did.
So it is clear that they're definitely putting story, and it's very cool to see them thinking about exploration first. It seems like they are finally trying to make PvE like actual PvE and not like do the story and then like go through our tiny map and not explore.
Yeah.
They really put a big emphasis on exploration this time.
Yeah, big time.
Which is awesome, and I'm hoping that we see more. I'm assuming we have to be seeing that at E3 when they put like a run through, because they're not going to be showing like the first story mission over again.
No.
There's supposedly this thing they're doing where they're going to give you missions that require you to explore the actual like the planet and stuff like that, which seems pretty cool.
The dead sectors. Yeah.
And
I think it's something else over the dead. It's not just the dead sectors. Like they're actually side missions, like they're actually quests that you'll be given from the NPCs.
Yeah, the adventures or whatever.
Like adventures and all that cool stuff. And the thing I want, like we talk about how PvP is not their main focus. We all know this. Whoever thinks PvP is their main focus, like this is obviously not the game to get into, even though people are gonna take it competitively at some point. But I really hope they show that, because a lot of the live events in Destiny 1 were mostly PvP related. Like they had a lot of PvP related live events.
Yeah.
So I want them to prove that with them adding longevity to Destiny 2 and making it so like here are live events for PvE. So this week, like this event, you guys are able to see this first ever world boss or something. Like this is a world boss.
Oh my god, that'd be incredible.
That is, oh my god,
it would be unbelievable.
Oh my god,
I want that. Like imagine an event is like, yo, this is harder than a raid. It's only here for a certain amount of time. You guys need to get your fire teams, hopefully find another fire team
stop. I can only get so wrecked.
And fight this. I'm saying, but don't you guys agree that's something you want to see to prove that it's PvE?
I would love that.
God damn it.
Of course.
Yes.
Like this is like the perfect time to introduce Ahamkara just flew down from the sky. Oh my god, how did this happen? It's an event.
It'd be so lit.
When you look at so many other games, like another big example of a looter game, like a hack and slash looter, is Diablo. They do those types of events very often, where for a limited time you have, okay, well go do this for a limited time, and you get this dope, insane like event loot.
Yep.
And they did talk a lot about from the leaks that we were reading, which if you don't believe like leaks from Kotaku at this point, like I don't know what's wrong with you, because they have gotten everything spot on. Like it's legit fucking scary. That they always get their leaks right.
Even the shield, spear, and sword.
They got the shield. They got the Captain America suit. The super. They got and they're like, yeah, well, and there's a weapon type that we don't want to like spoil here. It's like, oh, what's a fucking chain gun? Like, like, geez, like you guys are so spot on. And in another one of the leaks, Kotaku had talked about. They're spot on everything. Another one of the leaks, they had talked about how Activision was planning on doing more consistent live events throughout the year. So we might be getting exactly what Ab is talking about, which would be insane.
That'd be super dope. So, and the guy who leaked all that stuff during like the reveal day, you remember all that stuff? There's like a list that he revealed and everything was spot on. And the only thing that wasn't spot on so far has been Trials of the Nine hasn't been confirmed, and cross saves. Right now they're not talking about cross saves. Like there's been a lot of interviews and people are taking the words that there isn't cross save, but they haven't confirmed no or yes.
Okay, yeah.
And we haven't heard any confirmation about Trials of the Nine being the new Trials of Osiris.
Oh, interesting.
But that guy got everything right. That leaker got everything right so far. So why can't these two be right?
Yeah. It's obviously it's tough to say when it comes to the leaks. If they have cross save, I would be thrilled as a streamer, because not having to
godsend as a streamer.
Oh my god.
Godsend as a streamer.
Yeah, huge. Especially if you can go back and forth with like Battle.net and then PS4. That would be so nice. Oh my god.
Do you think so with cross saves though, as a streamer, because as a streamer we like to play multiple platforms.
Yeah.
If cross saves do get introduced to PS4 and PC, do you think that's a take away a lot of that grind we did this generation, or would you care like with Destiny 1 how we would get like another console and start that grind over?
Here's what I hope, Ab. I really, really, really hope this is true. That the grind that we want is going to be 2 times the size in Destiny 2. So we don't go through those valleys where it's like, well, might as well play a new console because there's just nothing else to do. Like I really hope.
That's what I'm hoping for too.
Yeah, I really hope we actually don't even get into those situations anymore where every month
think about it.
Yeah, every month, like you said, there's some sort of PvE event. There's a huge new world boss they just introduced because they're on top of it now. They got a team of 900 people making content to make this game incredibly engaging and worthwhile to engage with for an entire year before they do another big sequel drop or something like that. Like that's what I hope, that we don't even go through those dips, that it's required. I still want to play on multiple platforms just because, like, as a streamer, I want to play with my fan base. Like that's obvious for me. But but I hope that it doesn't even get to that place where there's literally nothing left to do.
You got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping too. Like that's what we want in terms of longevity. We never want to think about that. We never want to get to the point where it's like, all right, we got to do exactly what Tefty said. I want it to always be something to do, and like that may be impossible. I'm hoping we never have to think about it. Because we're so used to these last 2 to 3 years of like expecting a downtime, but I'm really hoping there is no downtime, and I hope that's not reaching too far. I feel like they're capable of that now, and that's what we're talking about. How it feels like a sequel because they're taking what they listened to us, and they're trying to make sure this game that people saw as a quote unquote beta, this is actually that full experience we wanted. So now they already got all that. Then now they got like the castle going. They're just making sure that castle runs. You know what I mean? They're making sure everything runs and everything runs well and it keeps afloat.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're aware of what they need to do now to keep people coming back, and they know that you can't just have Iron Banner each month. Like
no, not just Iron Banner, please.
Yeah, like I think they just defaulted to PvP in Destiny 1 because that's what they could do at the time.
It's easier to make content for PvP than it is for PvE. Like that's just the truth. But that's why we had so much of a PvP presence for events in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
Imagine 2 of those. Imagine Iron Banner and PvE every single month. Like something PvE related every single month.
That would be great.
That'd be so cool.
I think a lot of they probably also learned a lot from. I mean, the reality is they probably did learn a lot from Blizzard's. Activision probably took notes on how Blizzard has and all of their games have insane longevity.
Yeah,
like every single Blizzard game has insane longevity, and it's because of the system that it looks like Bungie might try to adopt, in that they have these small events every what seems like, especially for Overwatch, what is essentially like every 2 months.
Yeah, they seem to have.
And it keeps people coming back all the time, and then obviously for other games they have these seasons where. Okay, we'll come back for this season where this is going to change. Come back this season, season 1, 2, 3, 4. All these different seasons where you get new. Diablo, big example. You get new loot every time you do a season.
Yeah, there's new gear sets every time that's introduced with each season.
And you think they did confirm their seasons for the new clan stuff, right? Like the new clan features where your clan does something, you get loot for doing that as a clan.
I don't know if that's season based, but what it is, I know that it might be on a weekly timer where if your clan has done guided game type of stuff, like helped somebody through a raid or helped somebody through trials or something like that, everybody in the clan then gets loot, essentially, like rewards.
I think that's really cool.
Oh, it's amazing.
Like I feel like they should take advantage of this stuff. Like, don't just make this stuff and leave it. Like, make this stuff, take advantage of it, get us into it, and make it a part of the game. Don't make it a new feature that you drop on Destiny 3. Make it a part of the game. Make it something we expect from now on.
Exactly.
And really give us more and more from it.
Yep.
I think that's really cool. Like, there's so much possibility so far. And it was a gameplay reveal. It was just a reveal of how the game will play. So there's so much more they have to show us. There's so much more they have to talk about. And I just can't wait. It's so dope.
Yeah, I hope they're saving. I hope they learned a lot from Destiny 1 and are saving an incredible amount for us to see. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, actually, let's turn this into something a little more interesting. What is, from what we saw, what is the biggest thing you are most excited for in the game? Like, what are you looking forward to the most from what you've seen right now?
Are you talking like specifically, or can I say like PvE and get into details?
Well, like specifically, like what specifically in PvE are you interested in? Because for me, my answer was going to be I'm extremely interested in seeing how big these worlds are going to be. That's the thing I'm most excited for is seeing how developed and how much exploration there's actually going to be. That's what I'm most excited for.
I'll add on to yours. So you're excited for how big the map is going to be. I'm excited for what's going to be in those big maps.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
How dense are they?
Now we have those big maps, but now we have the sectors to explore. Now we can walk into a strike. Hey, let's meet up at this strike area so we can start it up. That's crazy to me. I always wanted that. I always talked about it on stream. Wouldn't it be dope if we could just walk to this place and start the strike?
Yep.
Like that itself is what I'm excited for. You want the map, and now we also want what's in the map. Don't just give us an empty map like Destiny 1 with 5 chests on each planet. No, we don't want 5 useless chests. Like now we have the side quests, we have the adventures, we have the sectors, the strikes. And that's in itself. I'm super excited
and also,
for PvE.
You don't have to go to orbit anymore in order to go to those places, which I think is great.
And I hope that means shorter loading times.
Yeah.
Destiny 1 has awful loading times, and I really hope that means they fix that. Destiny 2, boom, you guys are loading fast. And on PC, woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god!
I can only assume. Don't let me assume in 2017.
What's Tefty? What are you most excited for?
I am, except for PC, right? Honestly,
you could say PC.
I mean, obviously, I'm excited for PC, but like just in general, the things that open, like it's tough not to want to just focus on that open world that they're talking about.
Yeah,
the things that are in there, treasure maps, dead sectors, dungeons, like. What is this stuff? Like how farmable is this stuff going to be? Like I want some farming routines that are going to yield results that are useful 100%. For end game in this, because it would be so amazing. Like the patrols are a great idea for Destiny 1, but it's a test bed. It's like, well, this works within a reason up until you get to a certain point in the game. I want this stuff to have the longevity in the end game, to want to go back there,
have a purpose,
farm them,
have a reason to go back.
I agree. I agree.
Which we kind of did get toward the end of Destiny 1 with the public events.
A little bit.
Where you get a little bit, where you got the legendary Ingrams, and then you also got Marks.
Yeah.
So a little bit of endgame relevance, which I'm hoping that they learn from to utilize all this insane, incredible stuff that they make.
Yeah.
Yet in Destiny 1, so little of it is relevant to your endgame.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping they learn from that.
Yeah.
So we all know, like, this build that you guys played Tefty at the event. It's an old build. It's a build specifically to show you guys how it was.
Months ago, that had to be approved by Activision and Sony.
And it showed your light level goes to 20. Well, your level goes to 20, then it's light level. And we remember that from the first game. But light level never started like that, right? Like you go from 20 to 21, 22, 23, and stuff like that. So do you think because they're holding back, they would hate to just show us everything, of course, because that's what Destiny 1 was. They showed their load every single time. What if that's not the cap? What if 20 isn't the final cap? What if it's like 50? You go to 50.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you don't go 50 then light level. You have 50 and light level. So every time you level up, you're finding higher light level stuff. So 21 gives you higher light level stuff compared to your friend who's still 17.
Yeah.
Finding lower light level stuff. Like, I wonder if that's like, I'm hoping that's
the thing that they did not show us at all was any progression. Like, there's no engrams dropping in the strike.
No loot.
There's no loot. You were given a specific set of weapons, and you couldn't inspect them either. So you couldn't look at their skill trees, because obviously the super skill mods. Yeah, the weapon mods. The super skill tree is completely different looking now, and I'm assuming the weapons are going to be completely different looking as well, because it's going to be much more RPG friendly, where Destiny right now is not RPG friendly. It feels more like a spreadsheet.
Not at all.
Yeah. So that's a huge change. That's wonderful. It's going to make a lot of people more interested in playing the game as well, because the stats and the changes are going to make more sense to them with how it looks like it's being laid out. So we don't know how the progression is going to be yet. So, because like I said, nothing in that demo dropped for us. It was purely, here's how the sandbox feels, and here's playing a strike, here's playing a mission, here's playing a PvP match. And that's
why I feel like that.
Yeah. And that's 100% the reason why people are feeling like Destiny 1.5 right now with what they showed, because it's literally the sandbox that they've been working on. The game is not going to feel like the game until you're actually in a character progressing forward and getting loot and having an identity with the character that you've built.
Experiencing it all, yeah. Exactly. I agree. I tell people that all the time. Like, people saying it feels like 1.5 is like, please remember, like, I'm trying to reminding you that this isn't what you're playing September 8th. Like this is just to show the people who are there and the people who are watching at home, this is what you can expect from the gameplay. Like this is just a little bit, just to be clear, a little bit of gameplay to be precise.
Yep.
So that's what it's exciting. They still have so much to show us. We have so many questions and they have answers, and they're probably just like sitting there getting excited to tell us.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was so cool also seeing like a Centurion with a solar shield. And I was like, oh, what's that thing? Is that like an impenetrable shield? And then I melted the shield with a solar weapon. And I was like, oh, that's how shields look now.
Yeah, the new shields look dope, but they didn't really focus on it. You'd have to pay attention to like YouTube creators' videos. Like the new shield is like some roundish, like it's like a barrier around them, and it looks really cool. And how Minotaurs have weak spots in their stomach now, just like the regular Vex.
Yep.
That's like the changes are so nice. They did slight design changes to enemies and the Cabal. My biggest concern, because I hated the Cabal in Destiny 1, I was like, I don't want a game filled with enemies I hate fighting. The Cabal look fun to fight.
They're fun.
Now.
They're very fun.
Super, super fun to fight now. They're not always trying to push you or block themselves.
Well,
like
they don't have that like
fun.
They don't have that cheesy shield anymore either. That shield, like it's an energy shield and it drops down and then it widens if they like activate it fully. But you can still break it. Or at least it felt like you could break it and then, take them out.
Yeah, it looks like if you shoot it enough, it just goes back into like the little thing they had holding.
Yeah, which is, it makes a lot more sense doing it that way. So,
definitely.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of fun. And what do you guys think about the change to the weapon loadout? Because this is very fascinating.
I loved it. As soon as they said it, I was like, oh my God, thank the Lord. I love it.
I personally loved it a lot. The first thought I had was, oh, you don't have enough primary gameplay? Well, here, have 2 primaries.
Exactly. It's like, hey, you can't have people complaining about primaries if you give them only primaries.
I really like how how the heavy ammo has changed. Of course, the rip special ammo, but
well, it's called energy ammo now.
Excuse me, power ammo. It's energy
power and energy.
Ammo. And kinetic power and energy.
Yeah.
I really like how they changed power ammo as well to include basically shotguns and fusion rifles.
The crutches. They did the crutches.
They changed. Well, I'm with the crutches, but now it's like we can finally
one-hit kills.
PvP. Now, in PvP especially, it's really cool that we can finally have power weapons that actually feel powerful. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. Now we could actually okay, well, snipers are supposed to be overpowered. They're fucking power weapons. Shotguns are supposed to be overpowered compared to your primary. They're power weapons. Like this
fusion
is awesome.
Rifles,
I like it.
Rockets,
fusion rifles,
grenade launchers.
Are supposed to feel insane.
They also don't
They're
seem OP,
power
which is
weapons.
Cool. From videos, people using snipers, a shot to the body doesn't take all your health. Supposedly it takes 3 shots to the body to kill someone. Of course, this is going to change once we see higher impact snipers. But so far, it looks like they're doing a really good job with like the balancing. And I really hope the beta lets us find out what's crazy, what's not. So launch could be great. And hopefully it's great at launch. Hopefully we don't have to worry about things getting nerfed to oblivion, buffed. Hopefully this is all good from now on. And they did confirm separate patches, right? Is PvE and PvP separate now?
Oh no, that's not confirmed yet.
Not
okay. I remember reading something about them talking about PvE and PvP being separate.
They
can't remember where
at the event. The devs were very silent about any kind of specific spec and details type of stuff. Yeah, because again, this was showing the gameplay, what they've been working on. It's exciting, obviously.
Makes sense. I just hope they choose to do that because it looks like they're putting a more competitive feel. I'm not saying they're going competitive, but they're making PvP feel competitive, and that seems very difficult if you're going to be patching both PvE and PvP again. Yeah. So it only makes sense to patch both of them separately.
I got to say, from a balance perspective, the way that they did these loadouts now, it is incredible because the power ammo has to be picked up off the wall, and whoever picks it up gets the ammo. It doesn't share across the team. So if you're running for power ammo, you are the only person that gets it, and it does respawn every minute, I believe, which isn't bad.
Isn't bad in a round that takes place in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah, and exactly.
You do lose your power ammo on death as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's a lot cooler too. They make it more prevalent, so it doesn't feel like, okay, well, every 3 minutes if I die, oh well, I guess I don't get any heavy ammo.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, okay, well, if you really want to try for it, here you got a minute. Go for it. Well, if you died with power, well, okay, we'll just wait another minute and make a push for it.
Exactly.
I do like where they also placed the power ammo as well. They made it something that's a little risky to go for because it seems like all power ammo is placed in very open areas,
safe spots in Destiny 1.
Destiny 1's problem is Well, in Destiny 1, the problem was that they were always placed in like covered areas
Yeah.
that were a little harder to.
Get over here. Don't worry, unless they have a super.
Yeah, whereas in Destiny 2, where they're placing power ammo, it seems like okay, well, it's very out in the open. Like one of them is like straight up in like a sniper alleyway.
Yeah.
If someone has a scout rifle, it's like, well, you're putting yourself at risk from someone who's using a scout rifle. Like which is really cool. Like that's the whole point of heavy ammo. It's like if you take the risk to get it. Especially in Halo as well, you take the risk to get it. Well, you get the reward of having a crazy gun.
Power weapon, exactly.
Yeah. And it
makes so much sense.
I was watching Extreme, and he had Tocom on there. Tocom is a senior PvP designer, and he was talking about his philosophy behind it. And he was talking about how they want these power weapons to be like, all right, I got this weapon. It's time to make a montage, and that wasn't possible. With like Destiny 1, everyone started with it, and they didn't feel the same. You didn't feel powerful.
Yeah.
And he also talked about how maps are being made specifically for game modes versus Destiny 1. They made maps and it was for everything, but now you're getting maps. So like this map they showed, you won't be able to play that map on specific game modes. It's like for Countdown specifically, which is really cool. That's why they made like flanks and all that cool stuff.
Didn't I call that? Didn't I say what if they were made maybe it wasn't here with you guys, but I recall saying like what if they made maps specifically for like trials?
I'm sure we probably talked about it. I'm sure we also brought up the whole trials should only give heavy ammo to one person. Like, well, everything should only give heavy ammo to one person.
I'm pretty sure we brought it up because we were salty that there are a lot of really bad trials maps.
Plenty of times we had podcasts where we were salty as hell from like trials.
There's some pretty bad trials maps. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. It's clear that I think that the team knows exactly what they're doing. They knew what they had to do to fix Destiny 1. It's just that they didn't have the resources to do it because the reality is like, I think everyone knew at that point, like the entire majority of the team is going to be working on Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And that is very clear based on their understanding of modes are 4v4 now. Heavy ammo has been completely reworked. Power ammo, the slots have been reworked. And we're getting a team that I think has more of a focus on what they need to be doing for this type of game in PvP.
Yeah, they understand their product infinitely more now. And also,
whereas before, they didn't really.
Yeah,
it was a different game.
Also, last gen consoles were supported up until Rise of Iron.
That's crazy,
right?
It makes such a difference too. When you watch this game, you can clearly see it. Like the lighting in this game looks so good now. Like,
the particle effects look so
good.
You
saw
guys.
my God.
So
I
good.
know. The lighting just looks so nice. Oh my God,
dude! When you pop Dawnblade, you're gonna freak out. It's so good.
I imagine that was Shink's house. As soon as you hear what Shink, everyone's running. It's
and
like,
as you're looking at the fire effects, like, oh my, that's how you make fire effects.
It's so good, guys.
And the wings are like, it's like fucking like
what's a hammer?
A goddamn steak, dude. Like, it looks beautiful.
What's a hammer to a sword, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see that. If they bring hammer titans back, I can't wait to see a hammer and a sword in the air just clash.
The swords
so
look
dope.
The way that the characters hold the swords too looks so much cooler. Like they look like badasses.
Yeah.
Before it looks kind of awkward. It's like, I got my little sword. I'm gonna hit you with it. But now it's like, motherfucker, I'm a samurai.
Do you think that they already planned? They're like, yo, we're already playing swords for DT. Let's try it out in D1 and give them one. Like, what if that was like the idea?
Well, they brought in with Taken
work
King
with swords.
I think they always planned on swords.
King, but I'm saying, like,
honestly, I think they always planned it because we had the Sword of Crota initially.
So too.
You know, those animations are kind of in there. I think that was like there from the beginning, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so
True.
too.
Yep. Guys, European Dead Zone. Oh my God. I can't wait.
It looks really, really cool. Like, it's just like, I'm looking forward to, like, remember we talked about this on podcast. We talked about this multiple times, and I said there's leaks about outposts and villages, and you get missions from NPCs. Boom. Outposts right there. NPCs give you missions. Like,
so good.
It's so
dope. Everything
is
right on the leaks. Like, it's crazy.
Well, except for
now. It's happening.
Except for Rip 6.
Yeah. What I really hope though is that it's not just European Dead Zone. Like, I hope the other places, Nessus and Titan and all that, are just as expansive when it comes to that world to explore.
I'm praying as well.
I don't want a moon. I don't want like a moon situation where like a planet feels so small.
Yeah,
like, the moon you're able to explore most of like the hive, but it didn't feel the same. Like exploring the hive, I feel like I was like in a sub level kind of thing. It didn't feel. I don't know. It just didn't feel like I didn't want to explore it anymore. You know, I was like, I'm just here because the mission told me to come here.
Yeah,
like
that's how a lot of that turned into. You know, so I really hope that I hope that you have to go there to start the mission, and maybe what they do is they have like landing pads or landing spots.
Yeah.
And these that you unlock. And so now you can like, You can take your ship over there, take your ship over there, but you have to actually go to that location to start that mission or start that strike.
Yeah, like talk to Zavala to start his like line of quests or something like that. You have to actually go to him and talk.
Yeah, it could be that, or like I said, like, you know how like in the Division you walk up and you begin the mission because you're there. Like,
yeah.
I don't think anybody doesn't like that. So I did be great.
Everyone loves that.
It'd be great to see that in Destiny 2.
I think that was dope.
Yeah.
It brings up those like. Go ahead.
No, let's go after.
No, you go.
Also, because I was going to ask you guys a question that was different, so that's why I said for you to go. You were about to comment on what he said.
I was going to comment on the Division thing. It's like legit. It just comes up to the point where it's like, oh, like we're walking around the entire open world area. Division has one of the most impressive open worlds in any game. Yeah. Is the truth. And a lot of times, it comes up to the situation where it's like people are just walking around shooting enemies, finding like different gear to collect, and picking up stuff and farming gear. And it's like, oh, dude, like. The weekly event, like, is right here. Like, you want to do it? It's like, oh, hell yeah, dude. Like, we just walk up to it and do it. Like, that's such a cool feeling that I hope we eventually do get.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping with the whole strike thing. You can just walk to a strike. Like, that's like how Division does it, right? Division
and you know, Division also has the matchmaking right there in that interface when you walk up to it. So wouldn't it be cool if, like, you know, solo queue or guided games, you know, launch guided games, invites or something like that? Yeah, right there on that interface. It
just happens right there. That'd be dope. That'd be super dope. And I was going to ask you guys, because Nessus, I'm more interested in Nessus because it reminds me of No Man's Sky with the whole red foliage and looks like a jungle with it's red everywhere.
Yep.
What planets excite you guys the most out of the ones they've actually showed? Mine would be Nessus, personally.
Probably Nessus for me too. So the strike was on Nessus, and something that I didn't get mentioned yet is that the strike felt massive. Like,
it looked massive. 25-minute videos for people doing strikes. Come on, that's huge.
They up the scale. Like, there's tons of man cannons on that in that level, and then also that drilling mine that's going around. That thing felt huge, and like
we saw it, and we're like, no, that 360 can't do that. PS3 can't do that. It can't have like a big drill moving while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and when it goes by, it blurs your vision because it's like there's like gravity next to it. It's insane. It's so good. So I'm very excited to see what they do with the other strikes and all that, and also these worlds, because what in that strike alone, it was just there was so much space and distance that they were covering. Like, it felt like you can go and explore. It's really cool.
That's exciting. They have like the strikes, so the strikes are going to be hopefully every strike feels as big as that. But then you think about it, we have those big strikes, we have the story missions, we have the like the dungeons. Like that's crazy. So what's yours? What about you, boy? What planet are you looking forward to?
I'm just honestly looking mostly forward to that planet that had nothing in it.
Or water.
It was just straight up the water one.
Oh yeah, made out of methane. Yeah, it's called Titan.
Titan. That interests me the most. Just because I'm wondering how, if they're focusing on this exploration, how are they going to
let us explore a water
basically
planet?
How are they essentially going to make a planet that is pretty much completely indoors? How are they going to make you able to explore that, and how vast is that going to be?
That's what I'm most interested in. That's scary. That is scary when you think about it. Like, how can you do that?
How are they going to? I mean, they've done it in games before. They do in plenty of games where they pretty much make an indoor setting very explorable, which I'm hoping they are able to do with this one. But the setting of that like Oryx's ship is kind of a little bit kind of got it right, but still had that same issue where they took away the sparrows to essentially give you like this false sense of it being gigantic, when the reality was Dreadnought is very small still.
It's very small, very, very small.
So I mean, one of the strikes that we were watching in this new game seemed bigger than the fucking Dreadnought, which is crazy. So like the new strike itself, the ground you cross is clearly a lot more than what the Dreadnought had to offer. Which interests me a lot. So we'll see. We'll see what they do.
It's a good sign, honestly, guys. It's a very good sign of what's to come.
100%.
Yep.
100.
So I'm expecting the next info drop to come from E3.
Me too.
And then obviously beta probably in sometime during E3 for like maybe.
I expect the E3.
I expect like a PS4 exclusive beta E3, and then the everyone beta in July.
7.7.
Oh yeah,
everyone's pointing at 7.7 for like the beta, but it makes sense for at least the PlayStation, because like a lot of stuff that Bungie probably didn't talk about was probably because Sony was like, hey, that's something we want to do because yeah, there's 400,000 people watching your event, but there's going to be 1 million people watching ours. So let's make it a bigger announcement. Let's announce the big stuff at E3. Let's make people want to buy a PlayStation. Let's save it. So it's like, it makes sense to be like, yo, the beta's available right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So everyone's like, oh my God.
Oh my God,
like,
I'll play Destiny 2.
It makes so much sense.
Put a beard on my character.
PC probably gets it in July or something.
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, it's exciting, guys. We are less than 4 months away from actually getting to play it for real.
Time's going to fly. Time is going to fly.
Yep.
This much excitement.
Very exciting, guys. Well, I think that's the podcast. Don't you think?
I don't want it to end, man. There's so much. I'm so hyped.
So excited.
Oh, it's exciting. All right. Well, I'm Teft, guys. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter.com/Teft. Catch the streams I do, twitch.tv/TeftyTeft. 6 p.m. Pacific start times, and talk about Destiny 2. Yeah,
and I am Versus the Stream. You guys can talk to me on Twitter at Versus the Stream. Catch my live streams every single weekday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern at Versus the Stream as well. And check my YouTube content at youtube.com/versustheinternet.
My name BlueWestlo. You can catch me on Twitter at BlueWestlo, youtube.com/BlueWestlo, as well as twitch.tv/BlueWestlo. Yeah! Destiny 2!
All right.
To Destiny!
Destiny 2! We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for listening.
See ya.